week. This is a late. You can see how tired I am. It's been a massive week. Not much sleep. And not much more sleep coming up because it's Record Store Day coming up in a couple of days here. So I just thought I'd talk about it. How is everyone? Cheers, everyone. For those of you who follow my Facebook page, I posted today my top 11 RSD possibilities. I haven't decided yet which ones I want to buy. Well, I know, the top few I definitely want to get, but I haven't determined just how many, because I don't know what the prices are. So, yeah. Anyway, so I thought I'd just do a quick rundown of my top 11, and I'll start with number 11, going down to my number 1 being my favourite picks. So, see what you think. But I know I've made fun of Record Store Day a couple of times before, or complained about the pricing, how hard it is, especially where I live, to find really good releases. Look, there is one record store 25 minutes away from me that engages in Record Store Day, but I've contacted them today, and a couple of what I'm after they just don't have. So what I think's going to happen is my wife and I are going to go travel about 150 kilometres to the next nearest store. That's no joke. That's how far away we are. And leave like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning to get in the queue. Yeah, so these guys have been really cool, telling me a bit of stuff. So I'm going to follow them up tomorrow with my list and see what's there. And basically what they said to me, is that if you're in the queue, 7:15 in the morning they'll turn up. They'll go through the queue in order for 15 to 20 minutes and take everyone's picks. And when those first lot go through, they can go straight to the counter and get what they wanted, providing it's still in stock by the time the owner gets to you in the queue. So hoping a few of what I'm after will be allocated to me. So I think that's the goal. I look forward to it. My wife has said, yes, I'm coming. Let's go. Let's do it. And we'll make a video of it. So anyway, what are those top ones I'm looking for? Tell me what you think. Okay, number 11 is Little Walter with the best of Little Walter. Now, Little Walter is, I think it's a recording from the early 60s. He's a blues harmonica or harp player, as those in industry refer it to. I'm familiar with the name. I don't have any of his stuff in my collection, but I do have a big, about 50 CD collection of blues artists, and he's in there. So basically I listen to his stuff, and in my collection I do not have one blues harmonica artist, so he's one of the best. So great sort of slow blues, eerie, emotional sort of harmonica playing, so that's for me. Number 10, Janis Joplin. Janis Joplin at Woodstock 1969. She's got a release, and so has Sly and the Family Stone. Excuse me. Yeah, but I did play it on Spotify today. Slightly different title album, but I assume from the same recordings, and she sounds really, really good. The recording is really good. It's a lot better than I think than Santana's Woodstock album. I think it's better than Sly and the Family Stone, although I think Sly's is pretty good. Just that music just didn't quite resonate with me as much to make my top 10. So Janis Joplin. Number 9, Frank Zappa, The Guitar World According to Frank Zappa. It is instrumental, so which is cool. It's still got a bit of wackiness, Frank Zappa wackiness to it. I don't know a lot about the background to it. Whether it's, I did listen to a podcast recently with his son Ahmet and another guy called Jeff, who helps look after the vaults, the family trust, and they said they reckon not even to 50% of his vault to bring out new releases. So I'd say some of this has been dragged out of that. I love Frank Zappa, and it's instrumental, good guitar stuff, beautiful. Number 8, Midnight Oil, The Breathe Tour 1997. Midnight Oil is an Australian band, as you know. I saw them a couple of years ago live at the Big Pineapple in Queensland. I don't own a live album of Midnight Oil on vinyl, so keen to have one of those. Purely from the memory, because I've been there and seen them, so there's that emotional connection I have, so it would be great to get that. But it is number 8 in my order, and by the time I get down there, I'm probably up to $1,000, so probably not. Where are we up to? Number 7, Pink Floyd, A Source Full of Secrets mono version. That album plus Piper at the Gates of Dawn are two that I'm really desperate to get. To get an original at a fair price is very hard now of those early albums of Pink Floyd. So to get a limited edition RSD release, I'd be happy to get that and be satisfied to have that in my collection. So we'll see. Number 5 is Cecil Taylor, The Great Paris Concert. Now, in my top 10, I've got a few jazz releases, etc. So this is kind of one of them. I don't know a lot. This is basically what I've done is I went through the entire Record Store Day list, and I spent a lot of time going through every release, particularly the LPs. I wasn't interested in the, like 12 inches, 45s, that type of thing. EPs. I just wanted the full album. So. I was searching away and I was blown away by Cecil Taylor. Haven't heard of him before. Blues stuff, so check it out. Top 4. Number 4 is Bill Evans. Evans in England. Bill Evans is an absolute maestro. He's unbelievable jazz pianist. The best I've ever heard in my life. I've got a couple of his albums which I've shown recently. This is a double album. I was playing some of it in the background today at work to try and get a feel for it. Just absolutely brilliant. Of course, I mean, does Bill Evans do anything wrong? No. So if you love jazz, quiet nights, a glass of wine, a roast meal, whatever it is, under the moonlight, you can't beat him. He is an expert. He is the epitome of jazz pianist, Bill Evans. So. The store I'm going to, potentially, I don't know if they have it, so something I got to look out for. Top 3, number 3, Ellis Clarke. Now, Ellis Clarke, early 70s, jazz, funk, soul, slight disco sort of singer. And as far as I understand, she's only made one album, but this has just blew me away. Like you compare it to like Aretha Franklin, something like that. She's probably the biggest find I've found this year so far, maybe in the last 12 months, in terms of discovering a new artist. Just unbelievable. I'll have to look her up to find out why did she only make one album. Absolute brilliant vocalist. A little bit of soul, but sort of maybe Motown, or all that kind of stuff infused in. Just absolutely remarkable. Not sure where it was recorded. It kind of sounds like that Muscle Shores, Booker MT in the background, that type of thing, but I'm not sure. That's number 3. Number 2 is Green Day at Woodstock. What a story. Green Day Woodstock 1994, and I had vaguely heard about it last year, about how messy this gig got. And I thought I'd jump on YouTube, and I found it. It was, if you have never looked at it or heard about it, go onto YouTube, key in Green Space Day 1994 Woodstock, and you're in for a ride of your life. There was mud being thrown everywhere. There was people jumping on stage. The security was struggling to keep the mosh pit and people coming up the front under control. What a moment, and just seeing that and hearing about it which I did last year in a couple of podcasts, and how much I like a lot of Green Day. There's that connection of, I was young when they were out and they were big. Seeing this gig live and the issues, I just can't wait to get it. I know my local store's getting it. I really hope I get in the queue early enough to get it, because I know it's going to be popular here. Just unbelievable. I just cannot wait. I mean, the story of the bass player at the end of the gig getting smashed by the security, because the security thought he was just, one from the crowd trying to cause chaos, and they knocked him over, knocked his front teeth out. Just unbelievable. That's number 2. Number 1 is Jebediah. It's an Australian band, indie pop rock, slightly garage band, massive in the 90s, of Someday Shambles. It's their second main album, LP, and being re-released, especially on Record Store Day. My wife and I were going to see them with The Living End in a few weeks, so they got their re-release last year of their first major album. This is the second one being released again, kind of celebrating 30 years, so I am absolutely hanging out to get that. I asked my local record store, but I explained earlier, but they don't have it, so yeah, Jebediah of Someday Shambles. Check it out if you're an Aussie fan. If you want to be curious, I think this is probably the best Australian release, in my opinion, for Record Store Day. So there you go. Guys, I know most of people out there are sort of criticising Record Store Day, that the releases are pretty weak, that type of thing. But if you got time like I did, a little bit of time, and just go down the list and just check out some of these people you haven't heard of, maybe. You might be pleasantly surprised to discover something new. Like I said, Ellis Clarke, my number 3. What a massive discovery I had of that, and that's just brilliant. That's just one great thing of Record Store Day that I've got out of by learning, something new. So there you go. Anyway, I'll stop crapping on. It's been great. Just give me a quick update. I wish everyone a happy Record Store Day. If you're going out to your local record store, just playing music, going to thrift stores, whatever it is, just engage yourself with beautiful music and discovery. So cheers out, and I'll be back as soon as I can after Record Store Day with an update with how I went. So cheers.